All right, my beautiful people, ERGJ here. I'm back again with the updated video on the Dallas ambush. I want to just kind of go through this again, kind of go through the whole story with the new updates. I'm following CNN, whatever news outlet you're using. I'm just going to kind of go with you with my thought process, things that are coming to me, and I'm just seeking truth, and I'm seeking other people who are looking for truth. And so I hope that this video helps you, as you may have thoughts about the bizarre. And I'll say this: that if you come across something, you say, "Man, that's bizarre." I hope that it would raise your level of curiosity, and your level of curiosity would urge you to search, because if you seek, then you'll find. Many of us are not even curious. But I think that this story is so huge and has huge ramifications that people are getting a little suspect. They're saying, wait a minute. And I am too. And it's almost as if at this point you can pretty much, if you're watching, you can say, you know what's coming next. You know how the story plays out because we've seen it time and time again. There's nothing new under the sun. And so I'm just going to go through the story itself and my observations. Hopefully, my observations would help you with the story as well, and of course the new information. This is July 8th, a day after the ambush of the police, which killed 5 officers, and they've now identified the suspect. Now, the suspect, Michael Xavier Johnson, that's the suspect that they've identified. I don't know if there's anybody who would not have thought that the suspect would end up being let's just say a strong black man, or in this picture you'll see that Xavier Johnson, Micah X, very similar to Malcolm X, very interesting there. But Micah X Johnson, they were able to find a guy that fits the narrative of being ex-military in the United States Army, and also maybe in the Black Panther Party of some sort. So you've got ex-military and then a militant who they were able to find, and I would say, put this murder on who has now become the patsy. Let's put it that way. But is there anyone who thought that the shooter that they find, or the shooter that they blew up, would have been anyone other than a black man? Now let's look at the narrative. Right, we've got a peaceful protest for, let's just say, Black Lives Matter. They're supporting what is taking place in Louisiana and in Minnesota, where a black man in consecutive days was killed by white officers. So it's Black Lives Matter versus Blue Lives Matter. You got a peaceful protest in Dallas with the Black Lives Matter movement. You got the Blue Lives Matter who are, securing the perimeter, so to speak. They're blocking off streets and then allowing the protest to take place. Very common, nothing out of the ordinary. Fine, right? We're working together, so there's peaceful. It's no violence, right? But then, as we have the protesters getting to the end of their peaceful protest, we have an assault where that was staged, planned, coordinated, tactic. Very, very professional in a sense. Someone that's skilled in the art of war, that unloaded on the cops and killed 5. At first, they said that it was 2 snipers, and they might be dealing with bombs. They say that they quarantined the sniper. We're going to get into that story as well. And let's start kind of piece this story together, because I really want you guys to start thinking and having original thoughts, not having thoughts that they fabricate and give to you, and you say, oh, that's the story. No, we need to start questioning the stories that they give us. So going back over to questioning the story that they give us, so we find that, they identify the shooter. Now, let's go through this. The ambush began with gunshots that killed 5 officers and sent screaming crowds scrambling to cover. It ended with a Dallas police bomb squad robot killed a gunman after negotiations failed. Now, At what point have we authorized local police, to now use robots or drones to bomb someplace? Now we recognize that we use drones to bomb other countries. We use those drones in that way to go and shoot ISIS, quote unquote. But now we're using it on our territory, on this land, and now this has set a new precedent to what is allowable for the government or for the police, which is attached to the government, and which is the force that's used for population control. The police are used to keep us in line. They're now, as a bomb squad, able to use a robot to go and bomb someone. Now I gotta ask this, and I keep asking this: why did you need to bomb one man? That's very crazy to me. You needed to go bomb, and then if you bombed him, you pretty much blew him to smithereens. How are you able to capture any evidence to say you can identify this person? Very, very strange. Got to start asking questions. You got to say, man, this is bizarre. If it's bizarre to you, be curious and ask questions. So the investigators identified about 25-year-old Micah X. Johnson. I find that very, very interesting. Micah Xavier Johnson, Micah X, very similar to Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a militant who was assassinated. And the story would tell you he was assassinated by his own people. I mean, whatever you believe about that, that's another conspiracy theory. But the similarity in the name is very interesting. This guy again was an ex-military. He served in the United States Army, and now it seems like he is a militant, being Black Panther. Man, fits the narrative that they want to play, so that they can say that, hey, a Black man assassinated 5 cops, and as a Black man, the cardinal rule, the cardinal sin is you don't kill a cop. We all know that. Man, come on, man. They are taking it. They're making things so obvious, and they're taking it to the point where they don't care about our intellect. They feel like they can feed us whatever they want. We'll take what they feed us, and then we're going to act how we're going to act and respond the same way that we respond all the time. And I want to caution people, man, think not only about what you're being fed, but also think about the proper reaction, because it's getting crazy. Now, the federal law enforcement officials say they believe Johnson was the only shooter. So it's gone from there were 2 snipers to now they're saying, man, they believe he was the only shooter, according to what the Dallas police say. Now, the Dallas police chief, David Brown, earlier suggested, I'm actually going to blow this up for you guys. I think that it might be a little small for some people. I'm not quite sure. All right, there we go. Make that a little bigger for you guys. So the Dallas police chief, Brown, earlier suggested that other suspects played a role too. So, but they're going to say it's either you believe that other suspects played a role, or he was the only shooter, or are you saying that he's the only shooter, but other people may have driven him around? This is crazy. They can't even keep their own lies together. And he says, throughout investigation of some of the suspects, it's revealed to us that this was a well-planned, well-thought-out, evil tragedy by these suspects. Brown said at a prayer vigil Friday night, we won't rest until we bring everyone involved to justice. So is everyone now turning to the only shooter? You're saying that one man, sniped down 5 cops and injured a total of 12? One man? Come on, man. You can't, the story that they keep spewing out lies and expecting the general public to take their lies as truth. We got to start questioning this stuff so we can have a sound mind as we go into a response to, this tragedy. Now, the deadly gunfire erupted in Dallas after video shown 2 American men. We've gone over that. 5 police were killed and 7 others were wounded in ambush. And here's the race bait. Here's the war bait. The deadliest single incident in U.S. law enforcement in 15 years since 9/11. Anytime they bring up 9/11, 9/11 is the code for emergency. 9/11 is synonymous at this point with terrorist attack. So they bring this in so that you remember what happened on 9/11. So that it infuriates you. It gets you mad when you think about 9/11. You think about the cops, especially if you're black people, get you mad. You think about 911. It's all in there for you to get upset. You gotta fight the fight. You gotta fight the emotion of getting angry to the point that it infuriates you. Getting to the point where you're so fearful for your life. And this is what they want, guys. We can't do what they want. We can't do what they want. Now, this guy Johnson, man, he was killed by a bomb. As officials condemned the attack Friday, details emerged about the suspects who died in the suspect told police negotiators he was upset about recent police shootings and that he wanted to kill white people, especially white officers, and that he had acted alone. So this is the story that they want to give us. Of course, he's not around to share his story if it was him, because they blew him up. They didn't shoot him. They blew him up with a bomb. Blew him up. Then we have this. I went over this in the last video. Please check it out. How the march started here and went all the way around here, came around here, came here, and they were on their way out, done. And then we start to see where the area where they had the shooting of the police. And they want to get us to believe that one man sat somewhere up here and gunned down 5 officers and injured another 7, or injured 12 officers, 5 of them dead. One man. And that man, they would have you to believe, is Micah X. Johnson. Give me a break, man. Is it any more obvious that this was a staged event, planted in front of the American people to stir up civil war? They want a race war. They want now, of course, if a white cop goes down, oh my goodness, look at that side of the fence. The white people now are talking about humanity. They're talking about the Trump's Facebook fans call for race war. Look at this, man. You can't make this stuff up, right? White supremacists talk of race war after the Dallas police shootings. 5 Dallas cops killed by a sniper who wanted a race war. Now, listen, look at this. We have a representative for a former representative of the White House, Joe Walsh, who sent out a tweet threatening the president. Oh my goodness. The president of the United States, he said this: 3 cops killed, 7 wounded. This is now war. Watch out, Obama. Watch out, Black Lives Matter punks. Real America is coming after you. Man, and of course this was deleted, but this is a former representative of our government coming against the president of the United States. If it was any other president, this man would be in jail at this point. To have threatening comments go out towards the commander-in-chief, I don't know what the ramifications are, but I know if it were me, I would not be able to walk on the street safely. But of course, real America is coming after you. What could this man mean by real America? And some people say he's crazy, he's a lunatic. Man, he's a lunatic that was a representative in our government. He was a lunatic that was voted in by the citizens of this country. He's a crazy man who, if you call him crazy, that was in a position of power in our government, who's now attacking the head of the government, attacking Black Lives Matter, and he's saying real America. Man, this is a very frightening tweet because what is real America? Is real America, the same America that stole land from the Indians and said this ours? Is real America the same America that brought slaves over and told them that you're 3/5 of a man? What is the real America? And coming after us. This is insane, guys. You can't make this stuff up. This is better than Hollywood. I mean, what's the point of watching television when you got something like this that's been contrived to have us go up against one another? Now, they said getting back to the bombing. Remember, this guy was bombed down. It said we saw no other option but to use our bomb robot When did we start allowing bomb robots? Man, it's a new age of fighting. And place a device on its extension for it to detonate where the suspect was. They are so coordinated, guys, that they don't even raid no more. What they do is just send in a little robot with a bomb and blow you up if you decide that you're not coming out the house, the exposed area, whatever the case may be. And this always happens. It always happens that the proposed person who did the shooting winds up dead. So we'll never get we'll never get their side of a story. And I'm of the mindset that this guy, Micah X. Johnson, had nothing to do with this, was nowhere near this. This is a conspiracy theory here, but I would say he was probably murdered somewhere else for something else, or he was just murdered because they found the person that they wanted to fit this narrative that they wanted to present to the masses. He may not even be a person. They might have made him up, but whatever the case may be, I don't know if anyone can believe that this man was solely responsible for for attacking and assassinating 5 police and hurting another 7. Come on, give me a break. You're changing your story from 2 shooters to 1. A whole bunch of lies, man. Now, the bomb itself said other options would have exposed our officers to grave danger, so the suspect is deceased as a result of detonating the bomb. Now, if you bomb somebody, I don't know how much evidence you're going to be able to get to actually identify the body. This is a bomb. It's not a shot in the head, a slow death. This is your body parts are all over the place. Now, they may have got some fingerprints or something, but I find it highly unlikely if you bombed a man that you'll be able to gather anything to be able to identify who that man was. Now, they say Johnson had no criminal record or known terror ties prior to this happening. So he just got infuriated, quote unquote, they say, and he went out and he started shooting cops. Come on, man. Do you really believe that? I mean, can we really believe the story that is being presented to us by the powers that be, by the police force? Man, we got to find something to do to be able to bring justice, not just justice for the cops that are laid to rest, that are dead now, not just justice for the 2 African American men who were shot by cops, man, but we got to bring justice to the justice system. We need to bring justice to the justice system. And so, again, this is just a follow-up video. I wanted to talk about this. Why do I want to talk about this? Because it's not just what we see, man. It's also, man, what's coming down the pipe. A race war, civil war, man. They want us fighting with each other, and I'm hoping that this little video can help people to see what's really going on, and they don't do what the masters, what the elite, what the powers that be, what they want us to do. They want us fighting one another. They want black against white. They want Republican against Democrat. They want Christian versus Muslim. Because as long as we are fighting one another, guys, then we can't come together to fight them. Again, let me say that again. As long as we are fighting one another, then we don't have the energy to actually come together to fight them. It's more of us than it is of them. We can have a representative, a senator, send a tweet out basically threatening the president of the United States, and he's still walking these streets. We know that nothing is fair and never be fair. But I think we got to find a way to come together, not just as black people, not just as white people, as all people, because we are all in danger. We're all being controlled. All the people that's at the bottom of the totem pole, the bottom of the pyramid, the people that are at the jobs working 40, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week to pay for their food and health care and take care of their family. We are all in the same, very similar place, not same place, but very similar place. We're all being controlled by the elite. The governments, the police, man, we have got to find a way to come together so we can come against them, come against the people who truly do oppress us as a people. United we stand, divided we fall. They want us divided so we will never stand to come against them. I'm seeking truth, and I'm seeking people who are seeking truth. If you got anything to add to this video, anything that you have observed, anything that can help bring about solutions. I'm not just trying to put conspiracy theories out there. I'm saying, man, this is what's transpired. Here's what I see. Here are the lies that I'm noticing. And I pray for the families of those that have lost a loved one through this narrative that they want us to believe. Man, be of a calm spirit, man. Do not get to a place of rage. That's what they want you to be. Just analyze the data for what it is, for what you see. Ask questions. If you want to talk about it, hey, let's talk about it. But don't go out here and do crazy stuff. And I don't believe that Michael X. Johnson went out and did anything crazy at all. But of course, that fits the narrative that they can play to say now we have retaliation from a black man on white police, and that's going to stir everybody up across the nation. We need truth. We need peace. We need to come together so that we can go up against those who have come against us. You guys have a good day. Have a good night. Have a great life. Let's find truth.